At 61, I thought I had figured it all out. For over a year, I had a strict collagen routine. Collagen powders stirred into my morning coffee. A scoop blended into my evening smoothie. Collagen creams on my face every night before bed. I truly believed I was doing everything right. But one morning, while brushing my hair, I caught my reflection in the mirror and paused. My skin didn't look firmer. In fact, it seemed thinner. My jawline was softer, fine lines deeper, and the skin on my hands looked papery. Even worse, my knees had started aching after simple neighborhood walks. I brushed it off as normal aging, but in the back of my mind, a question wouldn't go away. Why isn't this collagen working? At my next checkup, I brought it up with my doctor. I told him everything I was doing. Powders, creams, even collagen capsules. He leaned back, gave me one of those thoughtful looks, and said a sentence I still remember clearly. Collagen alone isn't enough. If your body is inflamed or can't absorb it properly, it won't do much good. That comment stuck with me. I went home and spent the next few weeks diving deep, reading medical books, watching wellness seminars for seniors, even calling friends who were into natural health. Finally, I booked a session with a nutrition specialist, a woman in her 70s with glowing skin and a surprisingly energetic voice. I told her everything I'd been doing. Her advice wasn't another supplement or a fancier powder. Instead, she smiled gently and said, "You need to look in your kitchen. Healing spices." That completely caught me off guard. She explained how certain common kitchen spices don't just add flavor, they actively reduce inflammation, protect existing collagen, and help the body absorb and rebuild collagen more effectively. Spices like turmeric, ginger, and black pepper have been used for centuries, but many people overlook them today in favor of expensive products. That was my light bulb moment. It wasn't just about adding more collagen. It was about helping my body use it better and protecting what I already had. Since that conversation, I've added 5 simple spices into my daily routine. And slowly but surely, my skin felt firmer, my joints moved easier, and that nagging knee ache faded. Today, I want to share with you those 5 collagen-supporting spices I wish I'd known about sooner, so you don't waste time like I did. At 61, I wasn't exactly hunting for new spices. But one quiet afternoon, flipping through a senior wellness magazine at my daughter's house, a headline caught my eye. The highest ORAC spice you're probably ignoring. ORAC score. I had never heard of it. Curious, I read on, and that's when I learned that clove sits at the very top of the antioxidant chart, even above goji berries and turmeric. Honestly, I'd only ever used clove to poke into oranges during Christmas. It wasn't part of my daily routine. But reading further, it made sense. Around that same time, my joints had started feeling stiffer. My skin duller, almost papery, despite using collagen supplements and good skincare. Something wasn't adding up. That night, I went online and dug deeper. According to research published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, clove's active compound, eugenol, gives it not only its warm, spicy aroma but also its antioxidant superpower. Clove has the highest oxygen radical absorbance capacity, ORAC, among spices, which means it's exceptionally good at neutralizing free radicals, those invisible molecules that quietly break down collagen and age our skin. Even better, eugenol directly protects fibroblasts, the very cells that produce collagen in our skin. Without healthy fibroblasts, no amount of collagen powder would make a difference. The next morning, I added just a tiny pinch, about 1/8 teaspoon, of ground clove to my oatmeal. A week later, I started stirring it into my turmeric latte too. The taste was subtle but warm, almost comforting. Within a month, I noticed small but real changes. My hands felt less creaky in the mornings, and there was a new softness to my skin's texture. Now, clove is non-negotiable in my daily spice routine. In my late 50s, right around menopause, I noticed 2 things I couldn't ignore anymore: unpredictable sugar crashes and restless sleep. I'd wake up with puffy eyes, my skin looked looser, and despite taking collagen supplements faithfully, my face seemed less firm by the month. During a routine nutrition session, I brought this up. That's when the nutritionist smiled gently and said, "Have you tried cinnamon?" Honestly, I thought cinnamon was just for flavor in oatmeal or holiday cookies. But she explained its deeper benefits, especially for women going through hormonal shifts. When hormones fluctuate, particularly estrogen and insulin, they affect collagen retention. That's where cinnamon steps in. The key lies in a compound called cinnamaldehyde. According to a 2020 study in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, cinnamaldehyde helps activate fibroblast cells, the same cells responsible for producing type I collagen, which is vital for skin firmness and elasticity. Even more eye-opening, cinnamon helps reduce glycation. Glycation is a process where excess sugar molecules bind to collagen, making it stiff and brittle. It's like hardening the ropes that hold up a tent, causing sagging and wrinkles. Eager to try, I started simple. Every morning, I brewed cinnamon tea by simmering 1 stick of Ceylon cinnamon in hot water for 10 minutes. Sometimes I'd add a bit of honey or lemon. I also began blending half a teaspoon of cinnamon into my morning smoothies and mixing it into my turmeric lattes. Within 2 to 3 weeks, 2 things became clear. My afternoon sugar crashes weren't as sharp, and my skin felt firmer, especially around my jawline. The puffy eyes? Calmer than they'd been in months. Now, cinnamon is more than just a spice for taste. It's part of my daily collagen support routine. For years, I thought waking up with stiff fingers and cold feet was just part of getting older. It wasn't painful, exactly. More like my body needed an hour or 2 to fully wake up. But when I mentioned it during a wellness class, the instructor immediately asked, "Do you use ginger regularly?" That caught me off guard. Ginger, for me, was just something for stir-fries or gingerbread. That same day, I bought fresh ginger root and started brewing tea each morning. A few slices in hot water, with a squeeze of lemon. Within 2 weeks, I felt a real shift. My hands were more flexible right after waking up, my feet felt warmer, and even my skin seemed to have a fresher glow. Here's why. Ginger's power lies in gingerol, its main active compound. Gingerol enhances microcirculation, meaning it helps your blood carry nutrients more efficiently, especially to skin cells. This directly supports collagen production by delivering vitamin C, amino acids, and oxygen to the cells that need them most. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Advanced Pharmaceutical Technology and Research showed that ginger extract can increase fibroblast activity, the exact cells responsible for collagen creation in your skin and connective tissues. Beyond tea, I started blending a small piece of raw ginger into my morning smoothie, with banana, spinach, and turmeric. Sometimes I even grated ginger into soups and stir-fries for that warming kick. Now, ginger is a permanent part of my kitchen routine. It's not just about flavor, it's about circulation, skin elasticity, and feeling more alive from the inside out. And all from something as simple as a root I used to overlook. When I first got serious about collagen-boosting habits, turmeric lattes became part of my daily routine. But after several weeks, I was frustrated. I wasn't seeing much difference. My joints still felt stiff, and my skin tone stayed uneven. It wasn't until a casual chat at my yoga class that things clicked. A fellow student, in her early 70s with remarkably smooth skin, asked, "Are you adding black pepper to your turmeric?" Honestly, I'd never thought of it. I'd been mixing turmeric with milk and honey, but no pepper. That was my missing link. As soon as I added just a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper into my daily turmeric latte, within about 2 weeks, I started noticing real changes. My skin tone evened out, the usual morning joint stiffness eased, and my digestion felt smoother too. There's real science behind this. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which boosts the absorption of curcumin, turmeric's main active ingredient, by up to 2000%. Without piperine, most of turmeric's benefits can simply pass through your system unused. Piperine doesn't just help with curcumin, it also enhances the uptake of key nutrients like vitamin B6 and amino acids, both essential for collagen synthesis. Today, black pepper is a non-negotiable in my collagen routine. Here's how I use it daily. I always add about 1/8 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper to my turmeric lattes. I sprinkle it generously onto soups, stews, and roasted vegetables. Always fresh ground, not pre-ground pepper from a can. I even mix black pepper with olive oil, turmeric, and a little lemon juice as a salad dressing base. That simple step made everything I was already doing more effective. Proof that sometimes, it's the smallest things that unlock the biggest results. Turmeric was the very first spice I consciously added for collagen health. Before that, I only knew turmeric as something my grandmother used in cooking when I was a child. It wasn't until my late 50s, when I started experiencing noticeable joint discomfort and thinner, more papery skin, that I gave turmeric serious thought. I had already been drinking collagen powder in my coffee, but I wasn't seeing the results I expected. One afternoon while reading through an article on aging well after 60, I stumbled upon a study about turmeric's effects on collagen. That same evening, I mixed up my first turmeric latte, a golden blend of turmeric, black pepper, coconut oil, and warm almond milk. I made a habit of drinking one every morning. Within 6 weeks, I noticed something subtle but undeniable. My knees didn't creak as much going up the stairs. My skin, especially on my cheeks, felt a little plumper, less dry. That small shift was enough to keep me going. Scientifically, it made sense. Turmeric's active compound, curcumin, reduces MMP enzymes, the same enzymes that degrade collagen in our skin and joints. It also helps activate genes that boost collagen production. A 2022 study published in the journal Molecules confirmed curcumin's role in improving skin hydration, elasticity, and structure, especially when consumed regularly. Here's how I use turmeric every day now. Each morning, I make a turmeric latte. 1 teaspoon turmeric powder. 1/8 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper. 1 teaspoon coconut oil. Warm almond milk, blended until frothy. I also add turmeric into my smoothies, especially green smoothies with spinach and banana. Occasionally, I'll stir turmeric into oatmeal with a pinch of cinnamon and clove for an anti-aging breakfast. It's not instant magic, but it's a steady, reliable ally. How I combine them daily. After figuring out which spices helped me most, I realized the key wasn't cramming everything into one meal but spacing them gently throughout the day. That way, my body could absorb and use their benefits steadily without overwhelming my digestion. Morning routine. I start each morning with my collagen support latte. In 1 warm cup of almond milk, I stir in 1 teaspoon turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/8 teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon coconut oil. That's my non-negotiable. It wakes me up better than coffee ever did. Lunch. With my midday meal, I'll either sip fresh ginger tea or cook something light with ginger in it. A simple vegetable stir-fry or a warm broth. This helps circulation and digestion after the heavier morning spices. Afternoon. Around 3 to 4 p.m., when I tend to get snacky, I sprinkle a pinch of ground clove over plain Greek yogurt or oatmeal. It's just enough to keep my energy stable without another heavy meal. Evening. Before bed, I unwind with a simple cinnamon or ginger tea. Nothing fancy, just simmered slices or powder in hot water, sometimes with a touch of honey. By spreading things out this way, I'm not bombarding my system with too much at once. Plus, different times of day match different needs. Warming spices in the morning, circulation support at midday, antioxidant protection later, and calming digestion before bed. This rhythm has made it easy to stick with. No need for timers or reminders. It's part of life now, not a chore. Looking back, I sometimes shake my head at all the money I wasted on collagen powders, expensive creams, and trendy supplements. For years, I truly believed those things were the answer. But here's what I learned the hard way. Collagen care isn't just about adding more collagen in. It's about managing inflammation, helping your body absorb nutrients properly, and, most importantly, showing up for yourself every day. Turmeric calms the inflammation. Ginger boosts circulation and energy. Black pepper makes everything work better. Cinnamon helps balance hormones and blood sugar. Clove quietly guards your collagen from the shadows. These aren't overnight solutions. There's no instant fix here. It's the long game, the same way your skin ages over time. It repairs and rebuilds over time, too. If I could offer just one practical tip to anyone starting this journey, don't try all 5 spices at once. Pick 1 or 2 that fit your taste. Get comfortable. Build the habit. Add more as it feels natural. This isn't about forcing yourself into some rigid routine. It's about finding what nourishes your body and sticking with it for the long haul. If there's one thing I want you to take away today, it's this. Collagen care is a quiet, steady process. It's not a miracle cream or an overnight powder. It's the daily choices, the tea you sip, the spices you add, the patience you give your own skin and joints to heal. Since embracing these 5 simple spices, I feel calmer, stronger, and more confident in my skin. My knees ache less. My reflection feels more like me again, not because I'm chasing youth, but because I'm honoring the body I have. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these spices surprised you most? What's already sitting in your kitchen that you might start using today? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. I always read them. And if you found today's story helpful, feel free to tap that subscribe button. I share real-life experience-based wellness tips just like this, for women over 50 who want honest, natural ways to feel and look their best. Thanks for being here with me. I'll see you in the next video or article. Take care.